General Hospital's latest episodes have delivered some of the most dramatic moments in recent memory, with a physical altercation between Nina Reeves and Carly Spencer marking a new low in their contentious relationship. As Port Charles prepares for the glittering 2025 Nurses' Ball, rumors are swirling that Michael Corinthos, currently recovering from burns in Germany, may make a stunning return that could shatter Drew and Willow's relationship forever. The fight that changed everything. Monday's episode, May 19th, 2025, showcased the escalating tensions between Nina Reeves and Carly Spencer, culminating in a physical brawl that required Jocelyn's intervention. What began as Nina's attempt to convince Carly to postpone the custody hearing for Willow's children quickly devolved into chaos when Carly made the inflammatory remark that Willow doesn't deserve those kids, and she doesn't deserve to be a mother. This statement pushed Nina over the edge, causing her to strike Carly across the face. The ensuing fight saw both women trading blows, rolling around on Carly's floor and couch like a common Alexis and Crystal Carrington. Nina had Carly pinned down and was ready to hit her with a ceramic knick-knack when Jocelyn arrived just in time to pull Nina off her mother. As Nina departed, she left Carly with a warning: "You made a big mistake because there's no way I'm gonna let you take Willow's children away from her." After the altercation, Jocelyn suggested that Carly should call Michael to inform him about the custody hearing scheduled for June 2nd, but Carly stubbornly refused. This decision may prove consequential as events continue to unfold. Custody battle heating up. The custody dispute at the heart of this conflict has been brewing for months. With Michael recovering in Germany following an accident, Carly has taken matters into her own hands by scheduling a court date without Michael's knowledge. This maneuver has infuriated Nina, who sees it as an underhanded attempt to separate Willow from her children. Meanwhile, Sonny has been trying to mediate the situation. In a conversation with Willow, he revealed something shocking. "I had a long talk with Michael the night he was burned before the accident. He flat out told me he asked for full custody as a negotiating tactic. I know if he didn't get hurt that night, then you two would have worked out a joint custody agreement." This revelation surprised Willow, who believed Michael had refused to see her when she flew to Germany to visit him. Sonny, confused by this claim, noted that it doesn't seem like Michael at all. What Willow doesn't know is that Drew has been manipulating the situation, even paying a nurse to lie about Michael not wanting to see her. The 2025 Nurses' Ball, stage set for drama. As these personal conflicts simmer, Port Charles is preparing for its annual Nurses' Ball, scheduled for Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. This glamorous charity event benefiting the AIDS wing at the hospital will see the town's elite dressed in their finest attire. In an awkward twist of fate, Drew and Nina will be forced to co-host the red carpet festivities despite their ongoing animosity. Nina will show up at the event after her fight with Carly and will be seen trying to hold it together in public, according to inside sources. The event will also feature Lucy Coe making a grand entrance with a llama, adding some levity to the tense atmosphere. Other notable attendees will include Sonny arriving with his daughter Donna, Jen Sidwell with Jordan Ashford, and Gio Palmieri escorting Jocelyn Jacks. Behind the scenes, Anna Devane appears to have hatched a plan, telling Felicia she might have figured out a way to solve their problem. Michael's surprise return, the bombshell no one saw coming. The most shocking development, however, may be yet to come. Preview clips for the upcoming episodes hint that someone unexpected will crash the Nurses' Ball. Many fans and insiders believe this surprise guest will be none other than Michael Corinthos himself. Evidence supporting this theory includes the terrified look on Drew's face as an announcement is made during the event. Both Drew and Willow appear stunned in the preview, suggesting they're witnessing something or someone they never expected to see. If Michael does indeed return, the timing couldn't be more dramatic. With the custody hearing approaching and Drew's manipulation about to be exposed, the foundation of Drew and Willow's relationship would be severely threatened. As one source puts it, once Willow learns what Drew has done, it could be game over for couple. Secrets, lies, and recordings. Adding another layer to this complicated web is Curtis Ashford, who has recently confronted Drew about blackmailing his wife, Portia. In a bold move, Curtis recorded a conversation in which Drew essentially threatened Portia's career. This evidence could prove devastating for Drew if made public. Drew's scheme appears to be unraveling from multiple directions. Not only might Michael's return expose his lies regarding Willow's attempted visit to Germany, but Curtis now holds concrete evidence of Drew's unethical behavior toward Portia. What happens next? As the Nurses' Ball unfolds on Tuesday night, several critical questions remain. Will Michael actually make his dramatic return to Port Charles during the event? If so, how will Willow react upon seeing him, especially after believing he refused to see her in Germany? Will Drew be able to maintain his deception when confronted with Michael in person? The custody hearing scheduled for June 2nd adds another ticking time bomb to the situation. If Michael returns before then, will he support Carly's pursuit of custody, or will he favor a joint arrangement as Sonny suggested? How will Nina react if Michael sides with his mother? For Drew, the consequences could be severe. With Drew paying that nurse to lie to Willow about Michael not wanting to see her, it seems that the truth is about to come out, notes one observer. Combined with Curtis's recording of his blackmail attempt against Portia, Drew's position in Port Charles society could be irreparably damaged. A community on edge. The citizens of Port Charles find themselves divided by these escalating conflicts. The Nurses' Ball, normally a celebration of community and charity, now serves as the backdrop for potentially explosive revelations. From the red carpet to the after-party, all eyes will be watching for signs of confrontation between the various factions. As Tuesday's episode approaches, fans are bracing for what could be one of the most memorable Nurses' Balls in General Hospital history. With Nina and Carly's feud reaching new heights, Drew's machinations being exposed, and Michael possibly making a triumphant return, the stage is set for an evening of unforgettable drama. Will Michael's return heal the rifts in Port Charles, or will it only deepen them? Will the truth about Drew's deception finally come to light? And what will happen when Nina and Carly inevitably cross paths again after their violent confrontation? These questions and more will soon be answered as General Hospital continues its compelling saga of love, betrayal, and redemption in Port Charles. For now, the only certainty is uncertainty, and the promise that whatever happens at the 2025 Nurses' Ball will reverberate through the lives of Port Charles residents for months to come. Next, we're diving deep into the swirling drama surrounding Nina Reeves, Dr. Portia Robinson, and Congressman Drew Quartermaine as their treacherous plot takes unexpected twists and turns in the heart of Port Charles. What began as a calculated scheme to tarnish Drew's reputation has spiraled into a web of deception, potential betrayal, and shocking possibilities that could alter the Quartermaine family dynamics forever. Buckle up, because this saga is packed with secrets, scandals, and stakes higher than the iconic Port Charles skyline. A dangerous plot unravels. Nina and Portia's risky game. In the shadowy underbelly of Port Charles politics, Nina Reeves and Dr. Portia Robinson have forged an unlikely alliance, united by their shared goal of dismantling Congressman Drew Quartermaine's pristine image. Their plan, at first glance, seemed foolproof: hire the enigmatic Jacinda to stage a compromising encounter that would paint Drew as a man unfit for public office. The setup was meticulously crafted, with Jacinda playing the part of a seductress who shared a scandalous night with Drew under the haze of a drugged drink. However, whispers in the community suggest that the lines between performance and reality may have blurred. Could Jacinda have taken the charade to an intimate level, defying the boundaries set by her employers? If so, Nina and Portia might find themselves outmaneuvered by the very pawn they placed on the board. Their scheme, once a controlled demolition, now teeters on the edge of chaos, threatening to engulf them in a firestorm of their own making. As the duo scrambles to maintain control, one can't help but wonder if they underestimated Jacinda's cunning, or if she's weaving a plot of her own beneath their noses. Jacinda's hidden agenda, a Quartermaine heir in the making. The rumor mill in Port Charles is spinning at breakneck speed, and at the center of the gossip is Jacinda herself, whose actions may have far-reaching consequences. Fans are buzzing with the tantalizing theory that her encounter with Drew wasn't merely staged, but a deliberate step towards securing a permanent tie to the Quartermaine fortune. What if Jacinda, sensing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, took matters into her own hands with the goal of conceiving a child with Drew? The notion of a Quartermaine baby in the mix isn't just a plot twist. It's a seismic shift that could redefine family allegiances and power dynamics. A pregnancy would not only complicate Nina and Portia's original intent, but also position Jacinda as a formidable player in the game, armed with a potential heir to one of Port Charles's most influential legacies. Her cryptic silence on the matter only adds fuel to the speculative fire, leaving everyone guessing whether she's carrying a secret that could upend lives or simply playing a masterful bluff to leverage her position. If a baby bump does emerge, it could send shockwaves through Drew's ongoing custody battle for Amelia and Wiley Corinthos, potentially weakening his stance against Willow Corinthos. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Jacinda's next move might just be the ultimate checkmate. The truth exposed, Nina and Portia face the consequences. Secrets in Port Charles are as fragile as glass, and Nina and Portia's carefully constructed facade is on the verge of shattering. Their plan to discredit Drew through Jacinda's fabricated scandal was meant to be a discreet operation, but in a town where whispers travel faster than the wind, the truth is clawing its way to the surface. Imagine the scene, the glitz and glamour of the annual nurses' ball, where the elite of Port Charles gather, only for a heated confrontation to erupt, exposing Nina and Portia's machinations to all in attendance. The fallout would be catastrophic, shredding Nina's already tenuous peace with Carly Spencer, who has long harbored suspicions of Nina's motives. For Portia, the damage could strike even closer to home, as her professional integrity as a doctor comes under scrutiny, and her husband, Curtis Ashford, grapples with the betrayal of trust. Their marriage, already tested by past secrets, could buckle under the weight of this scandal, leaving Curtis to question whether he truly knows the woman he vowed to stand by. Meanwhile, Drew's legal team, armed with resources and determination, looms over the conspirators, ready to pursue more than just public shaming. Lawsuits and criminal charges might not be off the table. As Nina and Portia fight to salvage their reputations, they must navigate a minefield of consequences, wondering if their thirst for revenge against Drew will cost them everything they hold dear. Drew's battle for redemption. Monica's judgment looms large. Amidst the brewing storm, Drew Quartermaine finds himself at a crossroads, his personal and familial ties hanging in the balance. If the rumors of Jacinda's pregnancy prove true, the repercussions could devastate his already fragile relationship with his mother, Monica Quartermaine. Monica, a pillar of the Quartermaine dynasty, has always expected nothing less than exemplary conduct from Drew, holding him to standards as unyielding as the family's storied legacy. A scandal involving a child with Jacinda, a woman linked not only to Nina and Portia's sabotage, but also to a questionable past, might push Monica to the brink, forcing her to reassess her faith in Drew's judgment. This potential misstep comes at a critical juncture, as Drew is already locked in a fierce struggle to prove himself a worthy guardian for Amelia and Wiley Corinthos. Monica's disapproval, already evident in her past decision to bar Drew from the Quartermaine estate, could solidify if this scandal gains traction, possibly aligning her more firmly with Michael Corinthos in the custody dispute. Fans are divided on Drew's path forward. Some believe he can reclaim Monica's respect by unmasking Nina and Portia's plot and proving his innocence, while others fear that this latest controversy might leave an indelible stain on his standing within the family. Drew's journey to redemption will require more than apologies. It demands strategic moves and unyielding resolve to restore the trust he's fought so hard to earn. The ripple effects. A town on edge. As this intricate drama unfolds, the entire town of Port Charles watches with bated breath, aware that the fallout from Nina, Portia, and Jacinda's actions will ripple far beyond the immediate players. Relationships will be tested, alliances shattered, and new rivalries born from the ashes of betrayal. The potential arrival of a Quartermaine heir through Jacinda could redefine the family's future, while Drew's battle for custody and respect hangs precariously in the balance. Nina and Portia, once confident in their scheme, now face the daunting prospect of losing everything: friendships, family, and their very standing in the community. Every whispered rumor, every sidelong glance at the Metro Court Hotel bar carries the weight of anticipation. Will Jacinda reveal a pregnancy that changes the game, or is she holding a different ace up her sleeve? Can Drew rise above the scandal to secure his place in Monica's heart and his children's lives? And will Nina and Portia find a way to outrun the consequences of their actions, or are they destined to be consumed by the very fire they ignited? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Port Charles is a powder keg, and this explosive storyline is just the spark it needs to ignite. Next, we're unraveling a gripping mystery in Port Charles that places Dante Falconeri at the heart of a moral storm, torn between family ties and his duty as a cop. A seemingly innocuous comment from his sister, Christina Corinthos Davis, about the state of Rick Lansing's car on the night of his accident with Elizabeth Baldwin has set off alarm bells in Dante's mind. As personal crises and professional obligations collide, Dante faces a potential scandal that could shake the foundations of the Corinthos Davis family. Join us as we dive into the layers of suspicion, secrets, and impossible choices that threaten to redefine Dante's world. A troubling clue: Christina's unsettling knowledge. In the bustling chaos of Port Charles, Dante Falconeri, a detective with a sharp eye for detail, found himself blindsided by an offhand remark from his younger sister, Christina Corinthos Davis. During a seemingly casual conversation, Christina revealed an eerie familiarity with the battered condition of Rick Lansing's vehicle following his harrowing accident with Elizabeth Baldwin. While Dante's immediate attention has been diverted by a distressing incident involving his son, Rocco Falconeri, the detective's instincts are on high alert. The peculiar specificity of Christina's comment gnaws at him, a nagging whisper that she might know far more about that fateful night than she's letting on. As a seasoned officer, Dante is no stranger to reading between the lines, and this slip could be the first crack in a larger, more troubling story. If additional clues emerge, perhaps a security camera glimpse of a figure near Rick's car that bears a striking resemblance to Christina, Dante's protective sibling instincts will collide head-on with his unyielding commitment to uncovering the truth. Could Christina, known for her impulsive decisions and fierce loyalty to family, have crossed a dangerous line by meddling in Rick's misfortune? The weight of suspicion is already heavy on Dante's shoulders, and the road ahead promises a battle between heart and duty that could alter their relationship forever. A brother sit's dilemma: duty versus family loyalty. Dante Falconeri has spent years navigating the murky waters of his family's complicated legacy, particularly the shadow cast by his father, Sonny Corinthos, whose entanglements often flirt with the wrong side of the law. Yet, in a twist of irony, it's not Sonny but Christina who might place Dante in an excruciating bind. As he contemplates the possibility of his sister's involvement in Rick's accident, Dante finds himself at a crossroads that tests the very core of his identity. On one hand, he's a detective sworn to uphold justice, trained to follow evidence no matter where it leads. On the other, he's a devoted brother who has always shielded Christina from the harsh consequences of her reckless choices. If concrete proof surfaces, say a mechanic's report hinting at deliberate tampering with Rick's brakes, paired with a witness account placing Christina near the scene, Dante will face a heart-wrenching decision. Turning a blind eye could jeopardize his career. Tarnishing the badge he's fought so hard to honor while pursuing the truth risks fracturing the fragile bonds of the Corinthos Davis family. Port Charles rumor mills are already buzzing with speculation about Christina's fiery temperament and whether it could have driven her to such extremes, perhaps as an act of vengeance against Rick for past grievances. As Dante wrestles with this moral tug-of-war, every step forward feels like a step closer to an impossible choice that could leave lasting scars on his conscience and his family. Family Secrets Unraveled: The Davis Connection. As Dante digs deeper into the circumstances surrounding Rick's accident, he might stumble upon a labyrinth of family secrets that entangle not just Christina, but potentially their mother, Alexis Davis, in a web of deception. Whispers around town suggest that Christina's actions, if she is indeed involved, could stem from a fierce desire to protect Alexis from Rick's manipulative schemes, which have long plagued their family. Perhaps Alexis, in a bid to safeguard her daughter from legal fallout, has been quietly covering up incriminating details, unaware that her efforts might drag Dante into the mire. The detective, who has spent his career striving to maintain a separation between his family's notorious dealings and his professional integrity, now faces an unprecedented threat to his principles. If Christina acted out of loyalty to Alexis, or even under the influence of Sonny's protective umbrella, Dante's badge hangs in a precarious balance. Choosing to shield his sister could mean sacrificing the reputation he's painstakingly built at the Port Charles Police Department, while exposing her guilt might unleash a tidal wave of devastation across their tight-knit clan. The town watches with bated breath, knowing that Dante's next move could either cement his standing as a man of honor or draw him irrevocably into the chaos that has long defined the Corinthos name. Every conversation, every late-night stakeout, carries the weight of a decision that could redefine his legacy. Elizabeth Baldwin's quest for answers: mounting pressure. Adding another layer of complexity to Dante's predicament is Elizabeth Baldwin, a key figure in the accident as both a victim and a relentless seeker of truth. As a nurse with an unwavering moral compass, Elizabeth has never been one to let injustice slide, and her instincts tell her that there's more to the crash with Rick than meets the eye. Unaware of Christina's potential role, Elizabeth is likely to press Dante for a thorough investigation, her piercing questions fueled by a need to understand whether the incident was a tragic fluke or a calculated act of malice. Her insistence places Dante in a suffocating corner, caught between honoring Elizabeth's rightful demand for justice and shielding his sister from scrutiny. The tension is palpable. Imagine Elizabeth confronting Dante at the hospital, her voice trembling with urgency as she recounts the terror of that night, unaware that each word tightens the noose around Christina. Complicating matters further, Elizabeth's close ties to other Port Charles residents mean her suspicions could ripple outward, drawing unwanted attention to the case from figures like Jason Morgan, who might have his own reasons to probe into Rick's enemies. Fans are on edge, speculating whether Dante can navigate Elizabeth's push for clarity without betraying his family or compromising his professional ethics. The stakes grow higher with each passing day, as Elizabeth's determination threatens to unearth truths Dante may not be ready to face. A town on the brink. The fallout awaits. The unfolding drama surrounding Dante, Christina, and the mysterious circumstances of Rick's accident has Port Charles gripped in a state of uneasy anticipation. Every corner of the town, from the bustling docks to the quiet corridors of General Hospital, hums with speculation about what really happened that night and who might bear the blame. The potential revelation of Christina's involvement could send shockwaves through the community, reshaping alliances and igniting old feuds within the Corinthos Davis family. Dante, poised at the epicenter of this storm, must tread carefully, aware that his actions will reverberate far beyond his personal struggle. Will he uncover evidence that forces him to confront Christina, or will he find a way to protect her without losing himself in the process? Could Elizabeth's pursuit of justice inadvertently expose a scandal that tears apart the fragile harmony of their interconnected lives? And what role might other players like Sunny or Alexis play in either mitigating or exacerbating the damage? As the layers of this mystery peel back, one thing is clear: Dante's journey through this moral minefield will test his resilience, his loyalty, and his very definition of right and wrong. Port Charles waits with bated breath for the truth to emerge, knowing that when it does, nothing will ever be the same.